Oh, that I have live streamed exactly at the same time. I'm never this consistent. Uh yeah, we got lots of stuff to do, guys. This is, if you don't already know, this is the last weekend before Rock the Ozarks. Biggest RC event in the state of Arkansas. I've got tons of stuff I need to get done. Probably not going to get half of the stuff done as per usual. I never get stuff done on time. It just happens. I get as much as I can done, and we just make the best of it. But today's first order of business, I am converting this slash to as close as stock as possible because this is going to be for sale at Rock the Ozarks. If I don't sell it before then, I may it may be up on Facebook Marketplace. I have to take my original post down. Uh, Originally, this was brushless, but and there's lots of performance parts on it. However, trying to sell, if you guys know anything about this, trying to sell an RC with performance electronics in it, performance parts, and all this other stuff, it's really hard to do for some reason. Some people really don't like buying performance stuff. They'd rather buy a stock truck over a modified truck. And I guess I can sympathize with that. I understand it. I'm leaving a few performance things on here just because either I don't have the stock parts to replace them with, or uh, it's just a better ease of use thing. Like, for instance, this clipless body. This was not on here from the factory. It had the pink body on it. But clipless body, that body's going to stay with it. I have it taped, so, for bashing and all that stuff, it'll stay nice and neat. I'm converting the stock shocks back on there. I had a nice set of Integy shocks on there, and we're going back to stock. The motor, it was a upgraded brushless motor. So what we're going to do, we are going to make it brushed. I just bought the stock brushed motor. If you guys don't know what part number that is, did that. Where'd it go? Where is it? I had everything planned out. Where's my script? Oh, there it is. We have the stock ESC that would go in one of these. I do, or I am leaving the upgraded, if you want to call it upgraded, differential in here. I have a locked differential in here, and that turns both the rear wheels. Now, that being said, once I convert this all back to stock, I think I'm going to sell it RTR, ready to run. It's going to have a nickel metal hydride battery with a charger. It's all going to be set, ready to run. I think I'm going to ask like 220, maybe $200 for it. Now, for an extra $50, I'm going to toss in all the extra performance stuff that I took out of here. But some people will like that. Some people don't really need the performance stuff. They just want a stock truck. Maybe they're buying it for their kid or something like that. So I can completely understand that. That's why I'm converting all this back to stock, or as close to stock as possible. And that'll be something I'm actually intending on selling at Rock the Ozarks. Like I said, I might sell it before then. You never know. People can hit me up on Facebook and stuff like that. But we're going to convert this back to stock. That is the first order of business. Then we're going to do some detail work on the Chevy. I got these little pumpkins. How cool is that? Little pumpkins. That'll go with little hay bales and stuff like that. We're going to do kind of a fall theme. I found these pumpkins at Hobby Lobby. $4.50. Comes with 10 pumpkins. That's pretty cool. I think they're hard plastic pumpkins. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe it'll look like I don't know. Maybe it'll look like he's hauling pumpkins. I don't know. We'll figure that out here in a minute. All I have left to do on this is change that shock, plug in the stock electronics, get the receiver box put together, and then that's done. That's ready to go. So that shouldn't take long. I've already been working on it this morning. Just put brand new motor in there. Never even been used. Brand new. And then we'll get that done, squared away. The extra parts that I'm selling with this, definitely worth more than $50, but that's really all I want out of it. But some brand new paddle tires, a whole bag of extra parts. There's drive shafts. There's the open differential is in there. There's nothing wrong with it. I wanted a lock diff. I like lock diffs. The body posts for the pink body. So the pink body. So that and all of that will be an extra $50 on top of this if it sells at Rock the Ozarks. Okay, so let me check our feed here. What's up, everybody? Nice, nice. All right, so let's get this slash finished up, and then we'll get on to the detailing work. If you happen to notice, this finger is very large right now. I got stung by a wasp yesterday. I got stung twice in that finger, and it is like super swollen. So that might slow me down a little bit because it's kind of tight. I can't really squeeze my hand a whole lot. What do you want? Come here. I have my unpaid intern in here. He is a very fat boy. He's also distracting me from my work because we're matching. We have matching outfits today. All right, I'm going to kick him out, and then I'm going to get back to work. All right. When you're taking stuff apart, totally fine to use an electric drill. That'll save your wrist. When you're putting stuff together, you have to be careful, even with a small one, because you can strip this stuff out. I've converted, or most of this stuff is converted to 2mm hardware. You know anything about the stock Traxxas slashes and stuff? A lot of those older models and stuff, they came with Phillips hardware, and I don't know, Phillips just seems more toy grade to me. Whether or not the screws are better, I have no idea, but I just feel like using 2mm hardware makes it feel more hobby grade. Alright, there's that other Entity shock. If you don't know Entity, you can't even see the logo on that one. These are old, man. I've had these for a long time. They're good shocks. That's a functioning piggyback on those. Where's the good one? There's a good one. I don't know if you can see that logo or not, but that is a very old school RC company. If you had Entity parts on your truck back in the day, that meant you were rolling in some money back then. It could still be that. I guess that would be like having Incision parts on your rig today or something like that. It's a very higher end RC company brand. Let's put this stock shock back on here. Still feels nice and good. All right. What I do with my hardware? Whoop. There it is. That one in there? No. That one. That one. Yep. That's the one. That's the one. All right. I'm going to start it with the drill, but I'm not going to finish it with the drill because we don't want to over torque this. It's also kind of difficult to do with the tire still on, but and then we're going to switch over to my Helios driver. It's a really nice driver. I want to say they're like $50, but they're well worth it. All right, and then we'll snug that up. And they're durable. Convert that back over. Now I gotta find, I also like this little drill because it's got a light on it. Helps me find what I'm looking for. There we go. We're gonna put you back up, and then we're on to electronics. Let go. Let go. Then we're gonna snug it up by hand. All right, and then that is done. Very nice bearings. It's a nice truck and stuff. The only real reason I'm wanting to get rid of it is because I have a sacred rule with RCs. I have one really, really big shelf that I keep all my RCs on. When the shelf is full, I can no longer buy any more RCs. That is my personal way to keep me from filling the whole house with RCs. So once that shelf is full, I have to sell an RC to get a new one. So that's kind of my philosophy in that. I don't recommend that for everybody. It's just how I keep my RC addiction under control is by having that shelf rule. I don't get any more RCs unless I have space for them on that shelf. And right now that shelf is packed. It is completely full. Somebody's got to go for me to get a new RC, and this is my least favorite out of everything on the shelf. I used to love go fast stuff, and it used to be so much fun to me, but then I got into the scale part of the hobby, and now this is so much fun for me. Will I go back to fast RCs? Maybe one day, but that day is not today. So we're going to get this ready for somebody else to have fun with. Make sure everything's in perfect working order. I won't sell an RC with, issues. Like I don't want to do that. I would rather have it, as close to 100% reliable as possible. I mean, I can't, if you smash it into a wall at 30 miles an hour, I can't really do anything to keep that from happening. Maybe install a bash bar or something, but yeah, what did I say we have to do? Oh, ESC. Where's the ESC? Where'd you go? All right, there it is. This is the stock ESC. I am putting, it has Traxxas connectors, but I'm putting a XT60 adapter on there so that whoever buys this can run this 3000 milliamp nickel metal hydride battery with it, because I'm going to give them the charger and the battery so it is full RTR ready to go. I have no idea how much runtime you're going to get with 3000 mAh. You'll have to let me know. I may have time to drive this on this battery and give more of a better time estimate as to how long you can run it. And maybe I'll get that done sometime this week. But I have got so much to get done. I just have no idea what I'm going to be able to get actually finished in time. Alright, so let's put that ESC back where it goes. Is that the right size? Yes. Okay. Let's get you started in here. Come on. Put that on there. And we're going to finish it by hand. Well, actually, I'm not going to tighten that down until I get another screw in there. It takes 2 screws to hold that ESC down. Let me reach in my handy dandy hardware bin here. There we go. Ta-da. Just like that. Snap it up. Now we'll tighten it down. This ESC, I believe, is 2S only if you decide to run lipos. I am going to make sure it's on nickel metal hydride mode so that it doesn't do the lipo cutoff thing on you, because why bother having lipo cutoff if you're not running a lipo? Alright, then we run our wires through here. Red to red, black to black. Not super complicated. Get those in there. Okay, so that's ready. We got to plug it into our receiver, and then we're done. We just got to button everything up on the receiver box, and then we can move on to the fun stuff. All right, we need channel 2. And before I button this up, I probably need to test it, make sure everything works correctly. Controller. Sorry, I need to periodically look to see what's going on. What's up? Working on getting this back up and going. What did I say? Controller on first. Always controller on first. And then we're going to put this nickel metal hydride battery in there. Let's plug that up. I do believe it's already on the nickel metal hydride setting. I'm pretty sure. If not, I'll have to watch the same YouTube video I've seen like 50 million times and reprogram this. It's usually just on the button, but let's crank it up. Good to go. Red light. Turbo. Power! That's not bad. That's not bad for a brush motor. That's going to be pretty fast. I like that. It does have, it's got a metal spur gear. They all come with metal pinions, but I couldn't tell you how many teeth it is. I think it's 26 tooth on the pinion. It's a smaller spur, so it's made for like high speed and stuff. But I left those parts on there because I don't want to put a plastic spur gear on there. You know, like, don't get me wrong, that would probably make it slower if I put the stock spur gear back on and stuff. But like I said, some upgraded parts I'm gonna leave on this as more of a reliability thing, because metal gears, as long as they're meshed correctly, will last probably forever. Okay, so that all works. We're all good. So let's shut that back off. Let's take this battery out. Like I said, this is going to be a ready to run. I'm probably going to, if you know anything about these RC events, the prices fluctuate based on what day you go. And that's almost everybody. Almost everybody. Is that when you go to these big RC events, you know, a lot of these RC vendor booths and stuff like that, on the first day of the event, the prices are going to be a little bit higher because, one, vendors have to actually spend money to sell their stuff there. So they have to make a certain amount of money just to break even for the event. And then once they break even for the event, after that it becomes, you know, profitable. So, and I don't really even have that much stuff to sell. So I don't even know, like, if I can sell enough stuff to get the new RC project that I'm hoping to start soon, I'll be happy. That's my one goal as far as selling stuff goes, is I just want to sell enough of my old stuff to get something new, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, just in case I don't sell enough, or YouTube hasn't paid out enough for me to start that project yet. But I'm going to do a build series fairly soon on the channel. And it's probably going to be like a 4 to 5 video series of me building a kit. And we'll talk more about that when it becomes, when it gets here. You know, if I have the kit in my hand, we'll talk more about it, because I don't want to jinx myself and not be able to get that kit. So, receiver box. You got to put, this will be waterproof. You got to put your little blue gasket on. Little blue gasket. And then It works kind of like a grease trap style of receiver box. Let's put that part down. There we go. And then our screws, get that out. That little grommet in there. And down we go. And which screws? That screw on there. Whoop. I'll drop it. We're so close. Not that I don't find this to be just the funnest thing to do ever, but doing maintenance and building and stuff like this, it's not the funnest thing for me. I mean, I really love driving. I also really love modeling and detailing. But maintenance has to happen. I mean, you just got to do it. If you don't do your maintenance, bad stuff happens. You know, that's when you start getting more and more expensive with stuff. Which this isn't really maintenance. This is me making this more desirable for somebody to buy. Alright, are these tightened down? There we go. And then this should be the end of it. We're also, if I have time today, because I mean I could spend hours detailing that truck, but if we have time today, I got some more polystyrene, and we're going to do some more work, possibly rebuilding the weight box on my puller. It's down here. You can't see it, but I'll get it up here as soon as I get this finished. We'll put the puller up here in this one's place, and then put this one in this one's place. Kind of get a little assembly line going, because I have got a lot of work to get done before next weekend. And if you're just joining in, next weekend, the biggest RC event in the state of Arkansas is happening. It's called Rock the Ozarks. They have a Facebook group. Search it on there. There's 1,000 person cap on that event. So if there's more than 1,000 people that show up, people are going to get turned away. So you might want to decide whether or not you're going. I think pre-sales are finished. Pre-sales are done, I do believe. So the only way to get into this event is to pay cash at the door. So I would just keep that in mind, that if we go over 1,000 people, we're going to have to cut it off. Just because I've been to RC events where more than 1,000 people show up, and it gets very, very chaotic. So having 1,000 person cap is a really smart idea. That's good thinking on their part. Okay, so this is done. This is ready. What? Yeah, that's ready to go. Okay, cool. Like I said, it's got the clipless body. So, whoops. You clip in. Clip. You clip now. You clip. 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 All right. Yep, we're good. See? Holds it on. Full beans. All right. This project is finished. So now, I wish I could put that on here, but it doesn't sit on there good. Where can we put you? How about over here with the other junk pile? Put you over there. And oh yeah, these Integy shocks. If you want them, they're gonna be in that parts bag. I don't think you can get these anymore. I'm pretty sure they're discontinued. They work really good. They have functional piggybacks. So those will be in the spare parts bin. All right, let's get, and you get a charger. That'll all go over there. I'm gonna start zip tying wheels and tires and all that stuff, because like I'm gonna sell that Slash. I'm gonna sell some wheels and tires. I'm gonna have some electronics for sale, fairly cheap. But like I said, every bit of money I make goes back into this channel. You know, I don't pocket it and go out to dinner or anything like that with it. It's gonna go towards buying more RC parts to show you guys stuff. You know, so if there is something specific that you know, you would like to see on the channel and stuff, like RC wise or something like that, let me know in the comments, because like the more feedback I get from you guys, the more I can kind of steer the channel in that direction uh, with the financials. You know, if you guys like the construction stuff I do, let me know, because like then I can start buying more construction equipment to do the construction videos with. If you like the scale modeling stuff, I like the scale modeling stuff. Uh, Let me know, and we're gonna start doing more of that. You know, I have lots of videos on all of that stuff, but we are. I I can only do what I want to do unless I hear different from you guys. So if you guys tell me some cool stuff, you know, maybe you know something I don't. Maybe there's some new RC that I know nothing about that you would like to see. Let me know. You know, you never know. If I can make it happen, I'll make it happen. All right, let's get our pumpkin patch Chevy over here. All right, because we're going to be doing detail work, I'm going to move you guys in closer, show you what I got going on. Let me get the puller up here, and then we can start with that. That's my puller. If you haven't seen the live streams yet, this has been on here a few times. We pretty much got this thing dialed in. We just need to pretty it up a little bit. That's what today's plan for. Is kind of cosmetic stuff. We're gonna make it look a little nicer. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys in, show you more of the details of what we got going on. An RC engineer. I mean, I'll take that. That's a compliment. Appreciate it. Believe it or not, I actually did used to be an engineer before I really started working on YouTube. I was an automotive engineer for a automotive company. What is today? Friday. That's all I know. What other than that? All right, let's get you a little lower. How about there? All right, that looks pretty good. Getting better at the tripod stuff. Now, all right, let's raise you up a little bit so you can see the bed. Get you a little further back. Right about there. There we go. Perfect. All right, now we got our little pumpkin patch growing on top of the truck right now, but we're going to figure out what to do with that. We're going to take our hay bales. I don't know if I'm going to use these big ones. I just wanted to make big ones just to see how they would look. I'm not 100% sold on them. I may just give those away to somebody who wants them at the event. I have my little toolbox. Lots of little rusty tools in there. How are we going to structure this? Let's see. Where's my chair? I'm going to sit down and get some stuff done. There we go. All right. Okay. Now, how should this go? We want it look like maybe he's delivering pumpkins or something. So, I mean, we can keep the torches in there. A lot of people like the oxyacetylene torch in the back there. I actually, I picked this torch up from K&K. He was selling it at his booth. I think I paid like $12 for it or something. I'm just gonna stuff a chain down in there, if it'll let me. Straighten that up a bit. I don't glue this stuff down because I like to change stuff. I mean, every now and then I'll put some double stick tape down, but I don't want like permanent fixtures because I like, you know, I like changing it up every now and then. Let's see here. Those are kind of small. let's put this like this. Oh, can those fit in there? Beautiful. Hey, that ain't bad. That looks okay. So we got those, and then how are we going to do the pumpkins? Maybe let's put a pumpkin right there. Okay, that's cool. Here, let me pull the tailgate down so you guys can see. So we got a pumpkin in the bucket. We got our 2 hay bales. Make it look like he's delivering pumpkins or something. Just kind of orientate these around where they don't look too much like a pattern. You know, if I'm going to drive this thing, I probably need to put a little bit of double stick tape on here, is what I'm thinking. But sometimes I just like to set the stuff on there. Like, we'll probably put a pumpkin right there and a pumpkin right there. Maybe, can we put a fat pumpkin there? It hangs off the side too much. Okay. Alright. So how many oh, we got more pumpkins. Okay. In there. Heck yeah. Alright. That looks kind of cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? Think it looks fall festive? Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright. Yeah, I think that'll look okay. I guess what we'll do for the hay bales, just to keep these stuck on there, we're going to use a little bit of super glue. Just a couple of dots there, a couple of dots there. Super glue is pretty tough stuff, so it doesn't take much. Just kind of spin that around in there until it gets some contact going, and we'll just leave that like that. What this will do, the hay bales are kind of stuck in there, they're a little wedged, so they shouldn't have any issues with falling around there or bouncing out. Just leave that there. That's probably the only ones I'm going to glue with super glue. The rest will either be double stick tape or something else. Where's my double stick tape? Is it over there? I have it around here somewhere. I have a whole bunch. Oh, there it is. Oh, I completely forgot. Dude, we've already been... How long are we in this stream? We're already 33 minutes into this stream, and... Even the window decals, great decals. Where does the C4 go? I don't have any C4 on this one. I did build one with dynamite in the back. I sold that last year at Rock the Ozarks. I had little dynamite sticks in there. That was actually pretty cool. Ooh, I need to glue those down. Let's check out this little socket set. How cool is that? Alright, we're going to put a little dab of glue there and there. One in the middle. It's probably way too much, but it's not going to go anywhere. Put you right there. Yeah, that's good. That'll be fine. Oh, yeah, back to the scatterbrained. I didn't even plug in my microphone, so let me plug in my microphone, I guess, and get that turned on. I don't know. Can you guys can probably hear me fine because I'm inside, so I guess I don't need them right now. If I'm doing a live stream outside, it'll probably be more effective. So we'll save that for another day. But I got this double stick tape. It's I usually just buy a few packs every now and then, but this is 3M. I want to say this is either 5 or 10 pound hold. That's plenty sticky enough for what we're trying to do. And we are going to use an X-Acto knife, cut little tiny pieces of that. A good one. All right. Because you don't really need much, especially to hold down these little pumpkins. So what we're going to do, a little strip about that size. Well, I have scissors. I guess that would be a little safer. Not necessarily for me, but I don't want to scratch my toolbox up too much. So let's pop those off there. We're talking tiny, tiny strips. All right. We can at least get started with these ones on the fender wells. I'll give it kind of a Halloween themed. This is for Rock the Ozarks this year. This is the only time we're going to be doing it during Halloween until like 2030 something. It'll be on Halloween again. So it'll actually be like Halloween themed. Like I'm pretty sure there's going to be a costume contest. There's going to be like a kids trick or treat event supposedly. So lots of fun stuff going on next weekend. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't need that. Get out of here. Let's put our pumpkin down. Where's a good spot for a pumpkin? Right there. All right. Boom. Pumpkin is secured. All right. Now we got this pumpkin over here. And put that little bit. That's like literally the only amount of double stick tape you should really need for something that small. And it should hold it just fine. Alright, then we peel off our little backing. Sometimes I need tweezers just to get this backing tape off. Come on. Come on. It's like the hardest part. Just trying to peel that stuff off. Sometimes what I do is I take my X-Acto knife and get underneath the corner. Just kind of peel that back. There we go. You gotta be real careful with this stuff. I found out the hard way not that long ago. I was trying to scrape off some glue and I was using an X-Acto knife and it did not go well. I still can't feel the tip of this thumb. Like the nerves are just dead in that thumb because I pretty much severed the tip of my thumb almost with an X-Acto knife. So not to show you what to do, but I was scraping glue off like this, you know, where you just scrape it like that. Well, I was trying to cut through the glue and I was pushing a little too hard and it went right through the glue, right into my thumb. And it's hard to tell, but I got a scar right there now. And from here up is numb for the last, I don't know, 4 to 6 months. I can't feel anything in the tip of my thumb. So you got to be real careful with these X-Acto knives. Don't make the same mistake I did. All right, this pumpkin I'm probably going to leave loose just in case I need a screw, because I keep spare hardware and stuff in this bucket. This bucket has a neodymium magnet underneath it. So all those screws are loose in there, and then when I put that bucket down, whoop, it just sits over that, and it holds all that in place for me. So I'm probably going to keep that pumpkin just loose in there. Get that out of there. And then these pumpkins, what I'm probably going to do, I might leave that pumpkin loose, and then I'll probably just stick these 2 pumpkins down, and those can stay loose because we want them to like rattle and move a little bit. So let's cut another tiny little piece. Double stick tape. Whoop. Cut that in half. There we go. And the purpose, another purpose for trying to cut this super small is you don't want anybody to see the double stick tape because it kind of ruins the magic of being super scale and stuff. There we go. I can always peel the white one off. It's the red one I have trouble with. Alright, so that's on there good. Yeah, just a little bit like that. Mash that in there real good. Hopefully it'll peel. Is this one going to peel? Yep. Sweet. Alright, make sure there's no dust and dirt right there. And then we are going to put that right there. And that will kind of hold all of that stuff in place. So like this pumpkin's loose, but it doesn't really have anywhere to go unless it's like really bouncing really hard. So that's just kind of a stopper to keep it from sliding around. I use light hold double stick tape so that it doesn't hurt the paint job too awful bad, because this is all layered paint. The rust work and stuff, you put something too adhesively sticky on there, you'll rip up all of the paint, and then I'll have to start over on the paint job and have to redo the rust work and stuff like that. Which, you know, that doesn't hurt my feelings a whole lot when that happens. It does happen, but I usually like to plan for that. I like to know when I'm going to do that much work. Because, like, it takes hours to paint, you know, the rust and stuff on here. Because there's layering and lots of different methods to use. Let's wedge that in there. Come on. There you go. Just like that. That little toolbox opens. Alright, so that's all stuck down there. Alright, so that's pretty much it for that, for the detail wise. I don't know what else to really use. I mean, I'll probably, when I go to show this truck for the show and shine or something, I'll probably just crack the cooler open like that. We got little sodas and ice in there. Probably need to organize those a little bit. It's not bad though. But yeah, that looks pretty nice. And then I keep my battery in there. That's where my battery goes. Just put that down in there. That way I don't have to take the body on and off to change the battery out. So that'll be set kind of like that. So that'll be my back. And then the front is pretty much done. All I really have to do, I think there was like a mini vote going on the last live stream as to whether or not I should repaint these letters. And quite a few of you suggested that I just leave the letters dirty and old looking, because, you know, it's an old truck. Should have old tires. And then I keep a screwdriver in here so that I can put the hood up and lock it in place. If you don't know about these RC four-wheel drive trucks, if you just ever so slightly tighten these screws, and I'm talking ever so slightly, you can get this hood to stay open without a stick or anything. There we go. Just like that. You gonna stay? All right, cool. And that'll pretty much be it. That'll be how she sits at the show and shine. Pretty sharp truck. Lots going on. Let's see if I can pull you off here. There we go. I haven't really done any detail work. I haven't felt it was necessary on the engine bay. I think the engine bay is pretty much done. They do make a kit where you can actually put like air conditioning and stuff in here, but I haven't had the time or money to get that kit. Plus, I like my stickers. I don't want to lose my stickers. I like to think it was some old timer's truck, and every time he got a new part, you know, you get a sticker and you put that thing underneath the hood. So that's how they did it in old school days. So I wanted to make it look as old school as possible. There's also a kit to put the bracing underneath the hood. I'd like to do that, but again, I don't want to lose that sticker. I mean, I could just make another one, but it wouldn't fit as good. And then we got lots of detail down the side. I need to clean those windows. Those windows are dirty. You can see Mark Ruffalo in the passenger side. This is some of that scale rust work I did. See if I can we focus? Focus. 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 Almost had it. There it is. There's some of that scale rust work. I used the chipping method. Basically, you spray or you paint your rust on first, and then you spray hairspray on it. And before that hairspray gets super dry, you spray your silver over it, and it will naturally chip over time. Some nice shiny rims. They got real rust on them. That's like actual natural rust forming on my scale hardware. And then, the last live stream, someone suggested cherry bombs. So I put, let me lift you up here. So I put some cherry bombs on it. It's got some cherry bomb mufflers now. So, not a whole lot of work involved in that. I don't have the exhaust going all the way up to the front yet. I got to figure out how to weasel it up in there. I still have the stock transmission. I don't have the scale transmission in this. So it makes it a little more complicated to get exhaust all the way back up in there. But those are our exhaust pipes. Got some stainless ones. Hang on, focus. Focus, there we go. Those are real nice. Oh. Come on, spinning around. Oh, it's a heavy truck. I don't even know how heavy it is. It's got to be probably at least, I don't know, 11, maybe 12 pounds. It's a heavy truck. See, I didn't rust this here. I wanted it to be a little different on this side. But it does have the chipping method on there. I just haven't chipped it. So, there is rust underneath there, but I didn't want it to show. We got lots of details on the inside. Got Star-Lord driving. We got windshield wipers. Actual functioning. I don't know if you can see that spring or not, but it's got an actual spring in it. Side marker lights work and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty sharp truck. The bed, I'm pretty happy with the bed. That looks pretty good. So I'm pretty sure we're done with that for now. So now it's time to move on to the puller. We're gonna switch some trucks around. Get that going. Hopefully I can keep that in frame. Right? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so let's get you out of the way. Now let's move the hay bales. Drag you forward. Come on, big fella. Ugh. That is such a heavy truck. Put you right there. Whoop, whoop, watch out, hay bale. There we go. Let's leave that open. Can we leave that open? Come on. Then I have the screwdriver. Just a smidge more. On this one. Come on. It's so delicate. Like, it's super easy to over tighten those and then you'll be in trouble. There we go. Oh, you can barely even see it. Alright, there we go. Ta-da! All right, so what we're going to work on the blue truck is, I don't like this gap, so we're going to fill that gap in. I got to clean behind here and stuff. And then if there's enough polystyrene after I fill this gap, I'm going to try and rebuild this weight box a little differently. Maybe I kind of want to move the weight further up. I mean, I had it down low for a reason. I honestly can't remember what that reason was, but I think it's a little too close to the ground. I think it's going to scrape. I don't have anything to make rollers. I don't know if you know the pulling trucks, but a lot of them have rollers on their weight boxes in case their weight box slams down. It'll continue to roll. I don't have anything to use for a roller. I can't make anything in time, I don't think. So I might just rebuild that weight box some and seal it up so that it doesn't look so janky. A little more scale. But first we're going to fill in this gap because this gap's been bugging me since I put it together. So first thing we need to clean, because I'm probably just going to glue this stuff in place. There's not really a good spot to screw anything together necessarily, especially not with the thickness that I have to use. Oh, there's the little glass cleaner rag. So if we're gluing stuff, we want to make sure everything's clean because we don't want to glue to dirt or dust, especially because if it ever comes apart, it's going to take the paint with it. But I don't see this ever coming apart, honestly. I'm pretty happy with it the way it sits. I think this body's going to stay with this chassis. Got lots of cool stickers on this one too. I don't know if you can read it, but this one says new parts are for quitters. We got a Cabela sticker, RC Chop Shop. They're awesome. Don't worry, I zip tied it. And then we got Bass Pro Shop, Rapala, Stay Dirty, and then I got my logo in yellow, Beat the Creek sticker, and then we got the infamous Fig Newtons on the windshield, Ricky Bobby style. Pretty fun truck. Had quite a bit of fun with this already. Got more power than it'll ever need, that's for sure. Whether or not it can put it down to the ground, we don't know yet. I am building a pulling track. I'm between a quarter and a halfway done with the pulling track so far. It's got like pure red clay. I got to get the barriers and stuff done. Where did I put that polystyrene? Oh, way over here. All right. Let's get this out of here. Got this at Hobbytown yesterday. A couple sheets of polystyrene. I got the black polystyrene. Not that I couldn't get white and paint it, but that's just an extra step, and I'd rather just have the color I wanted. Like, I don't mind the space, but I don't want to see through it. You know, once I can see through it, if you're a scale purist or anything like that, as soon as you can see to the other side on a truck, it just ruins it. And you're like, well, that doesn't look real at all because I can see all the way through it. So what we're going to do is we're going to score the right thickness. That's going to be the key. And we're going to fill in this gap and this gap up here with this polystyrene. Probably just glue everything together. Well, I mean, I could zip tie the top down. I'm brainstorming as we're doing this because we still have time to plan. Yeah, cut once, measure 50,000 times, something like that. I think that one sheet will be more than enough to get what I'm trying to get done. I just have to hopefully not mess up. Yeah, that'll work. It'll be a little short on that side, but honestly, I don't want it going straight to the lines. I just want a little barrier right there so you can't see through the truck when it goes down the track. Because there's lights on this. I don't know if I've shown you guys the lights. I don't know if I've plugged it up for you on the live stream yet or not. We could probably get that done if I can find the right battery. This is going to run in the 2-cell class. And see, for this weight box, I kind of want to make the weight box again so that it'll hide this battery a little better, be a little more scale. But I want the weight of the battery up front like that. And what did I do with the remote for this? That's the real question. How about this? Is that on? I don't know which. I have so many Traxxas remotes that I don't know which one's which. That might have been the right one. I don't know. Let me put some batteries in there. We'll find out real quick if it's not the right one. If this thing tries to take off the table, that would suck, because that's a really heavy truck to go full speed into my toolbox and everything. That would not be fun. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, threw a battery. I'll get that later. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Where'd you go? Oh, there it is. I need to start labeling these things. I really do. I'm judging by how dirty the top of this is. I think this is the right one. But honestly, I don't know. We'll plug this up. If it starts taking off the table, we'll just pick it up and hopefully it doesn't break stuff off on the magnet mount. Here goes nothing. Alright, cool. We got lucky. I need to label this. I really need to label this. So we have some running lights right here already. And the fan's hooked up right now, which is kind of loud. We're not doing a pull right now, so I'm going to unplug the fan. The fan will still run on the ESC though, but let's get these lights hooked up. There we go. Yeah, I wanted this to be as scale as possible. Nice magnet mount. Get you guys off of there. Do you have a T-Max Monster? You know, I used to have a T-Max a long time ago. May still have some T-Max parts somewhere, but don't have the T-Max anymore. I think I gave that away to a kid years ago. Put a little winch on the front of it. On that one or this one, because I like this. This is for pulling. I mean, you wouldn't put a winch on the front of this one. But yeah, we got some. If you can see, there's little blue lights. I got little blue lights right here. They get kind of washed out by the white lights. I mean, that thing, for night pulling, this is going to be awesome for night pulling. And then we got tail lights in the back. Pretty fun truck. The weight box is a little janky with the tape and stuff, so we kind of need to. Oh yeah, on the Chevy. Yeah, I like to put a winch on there. That's definitely possible. I really, before we start working on the front of this, I really want to get a frame-mounted hitch, a Reese hitch for the back, so I can pull a trailer with this. Because I'd like to pull a trailer with like some hay bales or something on there, and that'll be super scale for that. But yeah, a winch on the front with the right bumper, heck yeah, that'd be awesome. There's a couple of bumpers that look really good on these. I think RC 4-wheel drive makes a ranch bumper with like a bar on it and stuff, and you could put a winch on there. Also, this is a thought. I mean, I'm in Arkansas, so I don't really get a lot of snow, but man, a snow plow on the front of this thing, that would be so cool. Like one of those Boss V plows. That would be wicked. That thing is primed and ready to go. Look at how much weight is on these front tires. They're sitting on there pretty good. This is a 10-pound truck running in the 2S class. But they run a lot of different classes for this. All right, guys, we're right at the 1 hour mark. Pretty much all I got left today is just fill this gap up, and that'll be the end of the RC work for today. So I'm gonna cut it off there. I appreciate all you guys watching. I mean, it really helps a lot with the channel. It gives me lots of view time, helps me get paid, because all that money goes back into these things. So appreciate all you guys. Like, subscribe, check out some of the other videos. I have a video dropping today at 5 p.m. Of a really awesome buggy video. So go check that out when it drops. Other than that, you know, keep liking and subscribing, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.